saw you're voicing Professor Umbridge in the new Harry Potter audiobooks. I was wondering, are you aware that some fans are calling for a boycott, giving J.K. Rowling's ongoing campaign against trans people?
I was not aware of that, no. I'm very sorry. You know, I think we're all living in a period of time right now where we're all going to have to figure out how to live together, aren't we? And we've all got very different opinions. So I hope that we can all find respect.
I mean, apparently, Keira Knightley triggered the woke left after a viral interview moment that actually made them completely lose their minds. Okay, and people can't, stop watching it unfold. Okay, so Keira Knightley absolutely destroyed this reporter who had tried to go ahead and woke shame her in with a question about, transformer ideology. Okay. And Keira Knightley, simply put, was not going to go ahead and put up with any of that. You see, the clip went viral, as you all know, after Keira Knightley left off a loaded question about J.K. Rowling and refused to play into the activist guilt tripping. Okay, so that simple laugh right there has now turned Keira Knightley into the latest target of online outrage, with the same people out there who actually claim to support women are attacking her nonstop. But what started as, one interview moment has exposed just how unhinged the culture around Hollywood has become. So this is coming from thatplotplace.com. Shout out to Marvin Montanero for this piece right here. And it's showing how, the leftists have built entire threads accusing Keira Knightley of, transphobia over a smirk. Now, honestly, the outrage machine runs on nothing but hate and hypocrisy. And Keira Knightley just so happened to interrupt their script. You see, she didn't deliver the politically approved apology, and that broke the rule book that the activists actually depend on. So the reporter's question wasn't, neutral at all. It wasn't neutral journalism. It was just designed to trap Keira Knightley into just disavowing J.K. Rowling. There was also a setup that's disguised as virtue. Her left ruined that plan because, well, it just made the question look ridiculous, okay? Now, instead of, feeding the outrage, she went on ahead and exposed it. When she said we all have to live together, she spoke with more sanity than half of Hollywood has shown even in years, okay? So yeah, within hours, a self-proclaimed fans actually flooded social media with outrage statements, okay? They wrote paragraphs about, how disappointed they were in Keira Knightley, and they accused her of simply just betraying their values. This is the particular account, a fan account of Keira Knightley, with the best of Keira Knightley on, X, talk about this. And it's the same accounts that used to praise her acting suddenly declared her dangerous. You see, it's never about the issue. It's about enforcing fear so no one else steps out of line, okay? And then came also the different death wishes. Heck, one account literally said that she can go ahead and take her own life or die. Another said that they hope she just step on Legos forever. And that's how the Be Kind crowd reacts when someone laughs instead of apologizing, okay? So these are the people from, Blue Sky and stuff. One person talks on possibly one of the worst, response I have ever seen from anyone involved in the HP franchise, Harry Potter franchise, that is. And then there's also the person over here saying after seeing her reaction, I wouldn't be surprised if she's a TERF herself. Honestly, I'm not really familiar with that term, let alone do I care. And also down here under the picture, this effing laugh, WTF, oh, the fury inside of me right now. And then F. Keira Knightley, which can't even spell her last name correctly, F her into the sun. Okay, yeah, they're basically, definitely unhinged. Okay, now the idea that Keira Knightley deserves harm for facial expression simply just shows how far these activists have fallen from reality. Okay, Blue Sky, Reddit, and even TikTok possibly filled with dramatic monologues about the voice of the violence of laughter. They called her tone dismissive and invalidating. You see, it's performance art now. Every reaction is theater. You see, Keira Knightley triggered an entire subculture just by behaving normally. When truth collides with hysteria, hysteria always screams louder, unfortunately. But what she actually said was harmless. She never defended J.K. Rowling or insulted anyone. She just said people have different opinions, basically, and need to coexist. Somehow that became controversial. That's the particular thing that the left has always promoted themselves of doing over the decades. But the activists heard an existential threat in words that any reasonable adult would actually agree with. You see, Knightley proved just how fragile that particular moment really is. I mean, heck, Hollywood used to demand total loyalty to the cause, but now the cracks are forming. When actors like Keira Knightley refuse to play the apology game, it just sends a panic through the system itself. Influencers who actually rely on outrage as income see their power slipping, and if one high-profile actress can go ahead and survive the cancel attempts, others just might follow. Heck, mainstream entertainment outlets try to ignore the story itself. They didn't know which side to take. Defending Keira Knightley would just upset the activists out there. Attacking her would just expose their hypocrisy. So they stayed quiet and hoped it would, blow over. That silence shows how weak the legacy press has become, okay? Meanwhile, everyday viewers saw the clip and loved it. Thousands of comments out there praised Keira Knightley for just simply acting like a normal human being, okay? The reaction wasn't political at all, but it was relief. You see, people are tired of just watching celebrities just walk on eggshells. A little authenticity just broke through the noise, and audiences recognized that instantly. Now, the leftist outrage industry has no more consistency at all. They condemn Keira Knightley for just laughing, but they ignore real abuse and censorship abroad, unless it's this happening to them. You see, they attack words while excusing violence when it fits their narrative. The mob actually pretends to fight for justice, but only fights for attention. You see, it's a business built on emotional manipulation, okay? Simple as that. But refusing to go ahead and apologize was the smartest thing that she could do. You see, the mob never forgives, it feeds. Keira Knightley just showed that silence and composure are stronger than any PR statement. Once you stop chasing approval from the people who hate you, they lose their leverage. I mean, that's how you win in a culture that's built on fear. Now, this particular meltdown just reveals how identity politics have become a dependency. Activists need new villains to feel relevant, and without outrage, they lose meaning. Keira Knightley accidentally cut off their supply, and they can't comprehend someone not playing their game, so that way they can go ahead and just lash out to keep the tension on themselves. Her laugh, called violent by critics, was actually calm. It said everything about without a word, without saying a word, but enough is enough. Keira Knightley didn't grandstand or moralize. She just existed outside the script, and that terrified them. Now, when fear stops working, the culture of control starts to collapse, okay? But moments like this, can actually reset the tone in Hollywood. You see, every time a public figure refuses to bend the knee, it chips away at a mob power. Viewers notice that nothing catastrophic happens when the mob loses, and Keira Knightley's defiance might be quiet, but it's contagious. The more people ignore the noise, the less control the outrage culture has, all right? So basically, well, Keira Knightley probably didn't plan to start a cultural shift with one laugh, yet that's exactly what happened. She reminded millions that sanity still exists in entertainment. The mob's fury only proves her point, but in the end, the laugh that triggered them actually became a symbol of freedom from fear. And Keira Knightley earned every bit of respect that came with it. So yeah, let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Be sure to smash the like button, share the video far wide across social media. Subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell for future uploads, notifications, and I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, peace.